Good morning students. Today in this video I am going to explain you a part of central nervous system, that is brain, from the lesson Control and Coordination. The human brain consists of about 1 million neurons. 8 neurons combine so that each one helps with many memories at a time, exponentially increasing the brain's memory storage capacity to something closer to around 2.5 petabytes or 1 million gigabytes. Really, we are very lucky to have such a superb brain. Today we shall learn about brain. Human brain is by far the most complex and highly organized structure of the body. This organ allows us to think, move, feel, see, hear, taste and smell. It controls our body, receives, analyzes and stores information. The brain produces electrical signals which, together with chemical reactions, let the parts of the body communicate. Nerves send these signals throughout the body. If you see the classification of central nervous system, that is brain and spinal cord, we shall learn today about brain. So the parts of human brain are parietal lobe, frontal lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe, cerebellum and spinal cord. So what are the parts of human brain? Parietal lobe, frontal lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe, cerebellum and spinal cord. If you take the cross section of brain, we find cerebrum, which is the largest part of the brain, and cerebellum, medulla oblongata and spinal cord. So the first part of the medulla oblongata is called pons. Brain is protected by a bony case called skull. So apart from the protective skull, brain is protected by 3 protective layers called meninges. So we find skull. Below the skull you find outer durameter, middle arachnoid, innermost pyometer. So these are the 3 protective membranes of the brain. We call it as meninges. So what are the functions of this meninges? So meninges provides an encase and protects our brain. It provides an encase and protects our brain, and also acts like a blood-brain barrier. It acts like a blood-brain barrier. From the brain to the spinal cord and from spinal cord to the brain, a fluid will be moving, and that fluid we call cerebrospinal fluid. So the blue color flow will show the flow of cerebrospinal fluid. So what is the function of the cerebrospinal fluid? It protects the brain from mechanical injuries, and also it gives a effect of buoyancy. Brain has a higher specific gravity than cerebrospinal fluid. Therefore, brain floats freely in the cerebrospinal fluid. This fluid protects from minor injuries during routine day-to-day activities, and also it gives the impact of major injuries and which are greatly diminished or reduced. The major injuries are greatly diminished or reduced, that is because of cerebrospinal fluid. Now if you see the parts of the brain, you find the white part is called the corpus callosum, then you find thalamus, hypothalamus, pons and medulla oblongata. Now we shall see what is the function of cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain, and cerebrum is divided into 2 halves called cerebral hemispheres, left cerebral hemisphere and right cerebral hemisphere. And it is this cerebrum which has higher brain functions such as thought, action, reasoning, thinking. And each hemisphere is divided into 4 sections called lobes, frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe and temporal lobe. And we shall see now cerebellum function. Cerebellum also plays a very important role. The function of cerebellum is motor learning, sense of body position, balance and equilibrium, fine movements and coordination. The total movement and coordination is because of cerebellum. Now we shall see the function of medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata, which continues as spinal cord, carries out and regulates life-sustaining functions such as breathing, swallowing and heart rate. Its functions are involuntary. We would not be able to live without medulla oblongata because it takes up the crucial task by regulating blood pressure and breathing. As a part of brainstem, it also helps to transfer neural messages from the brain to the spinal cord. Now I want to ask you a question, children. Which part of the brain is the site of memory? Very good, children. It is the cerebrum. Okay, it is the cerebrum. So which part of the cerebrum, that is prefrontal cortex, is the part of memory, that is short-term memory, children. This prefrontal cortex plays a very important role in receiving or storing the short-term memory. And when you see the next part, that is hippocampus, this is the cerebral cortex. On the cerebral cortex, you see hippocampus for the long-term memory. The short-term memory are encoded as long-term memory, and any damage to these cells, declarative memory takes place. It leads to declarative memory or amnesia, we call. Okay, children. So the cerebrum is the site of memory. So cerebrum plays a very important role, and also cerebrum is one of the important site for storage of memory for long term. In the next video, children, we'll see the classification of brain, that is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain in detail. Thank you.